Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wine with Jimmy channel. Delighted to have you on board. This is a wine educational channel that's really designed to help those of you wanting to learn more about wine to get stuck in, specifically designed for those of you studying certain qualifications around the world, such as WSET. And that's one of these here. This is actually what we call the Diploma WSET Level 4. This is looking at Northwest Italy. Now, this is a part of the multi-part series of the Northwest, which has been discussed quite a bit already through Piemonte. Series 7, which is this one on the Valle d'Aosta, and Series 8 on Liguria are additional series which are not a part of the syllabus for the diploma, but I have added them in here for good measure. They're well worth knowing something about. So this is extra curriculum for those of you studying it. So just to reiterate, if you are one of these who really wants to stick just wholly to the syllabus, please do not follow on and watch Series 7 and Series 8, as this is additional and outside of the syllabus for the D3 section of the Diploma Level 4. If you do have any comments, questions or concerns, please do get in touch. You can do so by actually commenting on this video below. Make sure you click like and click subscribe. You can also utilize the social media that you see at the bottom of every slide. Okay, so here we are looking at a 5-part series for the Valle d'Aosta. So we're going to go through introduction and history to begin with, climate grape growing, the white and black grape varieties, and then the key appellations. Part 1 and 2 is available as free content. Part 3 through to 5 will only be available on my e-learning portal. That's over at www.winewithjimmy.com. And of course, over there, lots of exclusive content and also learning resources to help you with your studies. Okay, so first of all, where are we looking at? Well, if you cast your mind back to the first slide we have of a nice big mountain, that's Monte Bianco or Mont Blanc. It is the big mountain which really is the dominating geographical feature of this region. It is Italy's smallest region, and it's also the smallest area under vine for a region as well. We're nestled in the northwest part of the country, as you can see just here, and we have highlighted it here with the city of Aosta as the major focal point. A little bit of history for you on this area. So first of all, we have Celtic tribes here called the Ligures, and their language and their heritage linked to their language actually remains in some of the local place names that we find in this area. The Romans conquered this area. In fact, they took it from another tribe called the Selasi tribe, and that was around 25 BC when they established Augusta Praetoria Salassorum. And that last bit, Salassorum, is taken its name from the name of the tribe that they conquered. But really, it is the Augusta part which is giving its name to Aosta, which is the main town here. The Valley of Augustus, it would be called. So, a bit of a Roman legacy, therefore, here. There are remains of an ancient Roman theatre in Aosta, which you see in the top left. The Romans built bridges over many of the mountain streams, connecting the harder to reach areas. And of course, the Romans terraced the steep slopes, as you can see at the bottom right, making viticulture possible in this landscape. The top right is the Pondal Aqueduct Bridge. It dates back to the 3rd century BC, and it commemorates its promoter and owner, who was Caius Avilius Cammus. That's where the name comes from. The structure included a 1-meter covered walkway with narrow windows on both sides, accessed at both ends with wooden doors, and that's what you see here with those little windows that one can see. What happened after that? Well, in the 6th century, the area was immediately absorbed into the Frankish kingdom, and the Aosta Valley offered passage to France via the north and the east. And this became opportunistic for those wanting to impose tolls on travelers with no other options. So it's a strategically very important located place. Now, in the 11th century, we have someone called Humbert I of Savoy, who was the founder of the House of Savoy, receives the title Count of Aosta from the Emperor Conrad II of the Franconian line, and he builds himself a commanding fortification at Bard and stayed a Savoy dukedom until 1861. So you have there's a little few things that happened during that time, but really dominated by the Savoy house here. And there were some minor occupations from the French, of course, namely Napoleon, but pretty much staying the House of Savoy, this area, for a considerable amount of time. And that connection, that Frankish domination, plus the influence from the House of Savoy, brought new languages, new cultural influences, and new grapes into this area. Things like Pinot Noir and Gamay were introduced and are still grown in the valley to this day. That's it, really. I didn't want to keep it too in-depth for the introduction and history, but that is the first one. Join me for part 2, which is another free video on the Aosta's climate and grape growing, which is really fascinating and in fact would be described as heroic. So join me for that video. If you do, of course, have any comments, questions or concerns, please do either put them in the comments section below this video or get in touch via social media. And of course, if you do find yourself in the United Kingdom, then please come and see me for a class, a glass or a bottle. I've been Jimmy Smith. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.